Hello there everyone, and welcome back to the next video for the Clone Wars MOC update series. And this is very similar to update 7, where I kind of have a idea I think of on the spot, and then I decide to dedicate some time and try to almost finish it. So I hope you guys end up liking what I do, but for now, let's get started. Alright guys, so we're back here. If you remember, this side's going to be, it's a little messy, I'm sorry. You guys know when you're building, just all the pieces start to gather up, but obviously we've got the mountain over there, and then down here is going to be kind of the destroyed Stalingrad village type thing. Underneath here, I'm having a few ideas. So back in Brickworld 2019, when Paul and I, he's my collab buddy, when we were walking around at the end of Brickworld Chicago, we were looking at Rebel Lug's awesome, I think it was the Lancer Corps is what it was called, their awesome Clone Wars collab, which was awesome. And one of the elements we really liked was this idea of the clone forces fighting like a militia force. We thought that was really cool, so we kind of were like, well, our Clone Wars MOC would be kind of cool if we include like a militia and we kind of deck them out and make them super, maybe make them a little more tactical. It really just depends on what sort of figures we can make, but we said we kind of want to include some sort of, you know, militia, heavily armed militia that the clones are fighting against. So in that line of thinking, I kind of wanted to try something. So here in the village, I'm kind of thinking I want one of the houses to have a trap door, and then the trapdoor would lead down to like a bunch of tunnels, and these tunnels would be like, one would be a larger weapon stash or like a staging area for the militia here, kind of like a Vietnam, like the Viet Cong, kind of like the underground tunnels. And so I was sitting here thinking about that. I kind of want to try it. So as you can see, I'm making some space down over here, and I want to clear this out. I want to make it like a weapons depot or like a secret hideout where the militia guys can like go into one of the houses, go to the trapdoor, go back down and resupply while fighting the Republic. So I'm going to try this and see how it goes. I'm going to clear this out a little more and make a little room for like an armory type thing. So hopefully that will be cool. And now I'm going to show this kind of area to the left that I've started on. Alright, real quick guys, before we move on to the other stuff, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the very first episode, the plans episode, but Paul and I always talked about having this element in the MOC, and obviously we've got these really nice, pristine separatist hallways, and the idea was the further we went down the side of the MOC, the rougher the hallways would get, so the more like worn down, torn, not very well kept, you know, kind of muddy and dirty area, as if like the separatist just hasn't really explored that area yet, or they just, you know, it got destroyed during battle, something to where like it just really gets worn down the farther you go over here. So that line of thinking did make me start to think about how the militia stuff could be tied into underground tunnels and everything like that. So here's what I've started on, and this idea that I kind of want to show like a sewage or like a drainage, water drainage area, and then that's kind of where the hideout would be for the militia. So you kind of can see I'm starting to do an entrance and a hallway over there. But over here using some, I think these are called trans black pieces, I think. And they're like the clear pieces, so you can see in them a lot of tiles and cheese slopes. And then I've got some like pipes back there using like the Lego cups. You can kind of see one over on the right there. I've got two of them, and then one on the left. And then I think dark brown is the color. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I've used it very often. I only have very few of this. I think it's dark brown, but it looks really, really cool. And I'm kind of using that in this sewage area. So you can kind of see the start to like the drainage area. It turns out I don't have a lot of these tile pieces in the trans black. This area isn't exactly what I had in mind, but it's an okay start. And then over here, this will be like a little platform, and then there'll be a wall or a door right there that would kind of lead into over to the rest of the hallways and hook up with the separatist hallway. So here's kind of the area I started on. We got some drainage pipes and like a sewage area, and then you'll go up and you'll see the entrance, and then of course all this will be filled in and covered up, so it's more of like a dark hallway. So this is what I've started on so far. Not a huge fan, so I'm going to keep working on it, and I'm going to keep working on the weapons depot. Alright guys, so I'm working on this tunnel here, and I got a wall design done. You can see I've got that up there. You can see it's on the side there. That's one side of the hallway. And then right here is the other side of the hallway. This is more of a closer up look of what exactly it looks like, because it's kind of hard to see once I put it in there. But yeah, nothing too crazy, just a few masonry, light gray masonry pieces, and nothing too special. So yep, that's the main design for this first hallway here. You can see it back there. It looks alright. Once the 16 by 16 plate is covering up top, like up here, it's really kind of hard to see any sort of design at all on the wall, just because of how dark it is. So I think I'm going to have to put some sort of light in there, like maybe a red emergency light or something along those lines, just to make it easier to see that hallway, because it's going to be really hard to see once those plates are back on top of it. So here's what it looks like so far. There's the hallway, and then here's the first wall design, and then that's what it looks like right there, detached. So yeah, nothing too special. I'm going to keep working. Alright, and then here is the Armoury section that I'm working on. I showed that hallway in the previous segment, going in here. I'm putting some stuff there to just kind of give you an idea of what I'm going for. So you got a few crates there with a few insurgents in there, kind of rearming to go fight the Republic again. And then we've got like a guard watching, and then we've got another guy on a computer down in there, kind of hard to see, but that's the basic idea for the like militia that's going to be fighting against the Republic here. Nothing too special, pretty simple, but here's just the first few things I've added in this underground hideouts. I've got to add, I kind of want to add some shelving units and a table, kind of like Rogue One, Saw Gerrera's hideout. When Jin's being taken through there, we see a few shots of like a table with an armory, and then some guys are around the table playing games, you know, some shots like that. So I'm going to try to put some of those things in here, maybe a hollow table, maybe a few militia leaders talking about the battle plans. So, okay guys, so I did a lot more work in this back little underground hideout section. You can see I started to work on the wall. It's got some cool patterns and some masonry brick, and I think it just gives it a nice kind of underground look to it, kind of like a rough, rocky concrete feel to it. And then I also added some more stuff in the actual hideout with some crates and a hollow table down there and some weapons and stuff like that. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna keep adding some small details to it and keep you guys updated. Okay guys, so as you saw earlier, I made a new doorway over there, and that leads into this new area right here, which is just a bunch of rock work surrounding the sides. I kind of want to make it seem like this part of the tunnel hasn't really been carved out yet. And then you can see I've got a figure down in there. The plan right now is when I put the plates above, that this is where the trapdoor will be that I mentioned earlier. So there'll probably be a building on top of this with a trapdoor that leads down into the tunnels area. So this is one of the entrances. So finish that quick part. I think it looks kind of cool. It's pretty simple, but it's a small area, so I think it works. Okay guys, so I just put in some lights from Brick Stuff, and I put one single light above this little hideout area here, and I think it looks really cool. It gives a nice little atmosphere and feel to the whole hideout. I don't know, I feel like it really drives the whole hideout feel. It drives that home pretty well, so I really like that. And then there's also a smaller light in there. It's kind of hard to see. That's kind of illuminating the rock part of the entrance to the hideout from the trapdoor. But over here, I think this light adds a whole new dynamic, and I'm really liking the way it turned out. When I first started this hideout at the beginning of the episode, I wasn't really too sure how it was going to turn out, and I was kind of a little worried. I thought I was going to have to scrap like the whole thing, but now that it's getting closer to being done and I've added in the lights, I'm really liking the way the hideout's coming out so far. So I think it looks really cool. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments section, but I think so far it's looking pretty good. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This again was kind of like a side quest type build where it wasn't something included in the main plans for the build, but I thought it'd be something cool to add, and I actually had a lot of fun doing it. So I hope you guys like this area of the build. As always, leave any cool ideas you guys have or feedback in the comment section below. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you always.